Happy VA Wednesday. So today we're going to be talking about a question I get a lot, and it's actually one of the harder calls that I do because every time I feel like I'm breaking someone's dream, and I don't want to do that, especially to service members. Like I tell everyone, like, you know, I don't do the like, we appreciate your service as like a token. Like I don't go, oh, we appreciate your service, thank you, because I think that's like, I don't know, I think so many people use it for marketing, but like, I really appreciate it because I am a chicken. I am the biggest chicken in the world, and I need people like you who are brave so that I stay safe. I mean, that's really what most of the country is we're chickens who need you to protect us to stay safe. So I really appreciate you guys for that reason, the bravery, and also, you know, the sacrifice is really amazing when you go into like the moving and the disruptions to, like, it's a lot. Anyways, side note, okay? That's why this call is so heartbreaking every time. So here's the deal. You're gonna be getting out of the military. Maybe you served for 3 years, maybe you served for 5 years, maybe you served for 6 years, and you're gonna be getting out within a year, okay? And you're like, great, I wanna buy a house, you know, I'm gonna be getting out, I wanna go home to Wyoming. And I go, oof, when are you getting out? And you say 9 months. And I go, do you have a job lined up? Well, no, I don't get out for 9 months. How am I supposed to have a job lined up? About that. So we can't use your income if you have less than 12 months remaining in the military. Okay, that's the general rule, excuse me. There's a couple exceptions, but it's really few and far between. Now, if you've served in the military for 20 plus years and you're gonna be retiring with a pension, that is a different story, because generally you'll have, you know, your retirement papers in terms of when you're retiring, and we can easily go online and do a calculator to see what your income is, so we can make sure that you're going to be able to support the new payment. And we would be going off of whichever was lower, okay? So if you're retiring, different. Now, the other thing is a lot of people go, well, I'm going to get disability when I get out. Great. I can't count that until we know what it's going to be. And what we see more often than not is the rating, everything is not determined. They start working it while you're still in service, but it's not determined until your official end date. And it depends on the branch of the military, et cetera, disclaimer. But overall, like, I don't see us using it a lot because we don't know what it's going to be. It's tentative, or, you know, they're working on it. And unfortunately, underwriters don't go, we can't, if you're like, well, I'm going to get 80, I think I'm going to get 80. They're saying it's going to be like 80. Okay, until you have in paperwork what it is, we can't use it. Okay. And I've had a lot of people guess me on this, second guess me, and be like, show me the guideline. And I send the guideline, and the guideline's super duper clear. It's in VA underwriting. If you have less than 12 months remaining in service, we can't use that income. If you have a new job lined up and we have a job offer letter, we can use that. If you, you know, there's time frames on that as well. If you're retiring, that's a different story, but this is a real thing. And I think the reason this comes up a lot is because there's lenders who may suggest working the system, which is wrong. You guys don't want to work the system. You didn't serve our country so that you can start doing shady stuff. But I've actually heard lenders tell people, oh, just go to the re-enlistment office, you know, because if you give that to the lender, they'll use your income, and then you don't really have to re-enlist. Okay. I don't know how re-enlisting works. Okay, I'm the first person to say that. I don't know if you can say to the government, yeah, I want to pony up another 4 years, and then be like, psych! Maybe you can. But at the same point, doing that in order to get a mortgage is fraud. Okay, if you're knowingly giving me a document, lying about what your income's gonna be with the intent to deceive me, that is mortgage fraud. And if a lender is ever encouraging you guys to do mortgage fraud, like, go away from them. We don't need this in our world. We don't need negativity. We don't need sleaziness, you know, and there's a lot of people that like to go, oh, well, all the rich are corrupt. If you want to be rich, you need to be corrupt. It's not true. Okay, are there rich people that are corrupt? Yes. Are there poor people that are corrupt? Yes. Are there rich people that are ethical? Yes. Are there poor people that are ethical? Yes. Oh my goodness, so much in common, right? So really important that you guys know this, because these calls are heartbreaking. But the reason why it is because from an underwriting standpoint, what you make in the military is not a direct reflection of what you're going to make in the civilian world. You know, civilian world doesn't have BAH. Your skill set may not transfer to the same level in terms of income that you're getting paid in the military because of how long you've been in there. There's a lot of factors that go into this. And then of course, there's always the situations as well where the skill you learned in the military is so valuable that when you go into the civilian world, you're making even more. Now, it goes both ways, okay? And that's the reason why they want to make sure you're going to know you're qualifying off of income you're going to have. So if we qualify you, let's say there wasn't this rule, and we qualify you off your military income, you get into a house, you get out of the military, oh my gosh, the only job you can get pays half. Guess what? Foreclosure. Great. Okay, that's horrible, right? Or you're scraping by because you're trying to live in a house that you got based on income you no longer have. Okay. Now the other side to this is, let's say that we qualify you off your military income, you go into civilian world and you're making way more, and the house that you bought based on this military income, but it's not really the right neighborhood, it's not really the right school district, it's not close to work, there's all these different factors, okay? And you're like, gosh, I make so much money now, I want to buy another house. Well, you just bought a house. So then you're in a situation of, oh gosh, I hope I have equity to sell this house to get the next house. The biggest thing about all of this is that when you're leaving the military, if you don't have a job lined up, you don't know where you're going to work. So buying a house and setting down roots, if you're going to be making a huge life decision within a year, it's very risky, okay? Because just think about it this way. If this rule didn't exist, let's say that you go, oh, I really want to live in, I'm going to use California as an example because that's geographically what I understand the most. You're like, I really want to live in San Diego. I spend a lot of time on base here. I love San Diego, best place. I want to get a house. Okay. So you buy a house in San Diego. Well, you get out. Guess where there is an amazing job opportunity? Oh my God, the job opportunity is amazing. Silicon Valley. Yeah, there's a lot of people in military and tech. You guys know, I always wonder, do you guys know more than Facebook, or does Facebook know more than you? I would love someone to answer that. Who has more data, the military or Facebook? Or are they the same thing? I don't know. Anyways, I digress. The point is that if you got this amazing opportunity in Silicon Valley, well, okay, you've got a house in San Diego now. So you're gonna have to hope that that's gone up so that you can sell it to move up to Silicon Valley, because who knows, maybe that won't cash flow. It's tough to cash flow expensive properties in California. And renting in Silicon Valley can be incredibly expensive as well as buying. Lots of factors. And the bottom line is that right now you're in a period of transition if you're about to leave the military. And I know it's very emotional. I see it with families all the time. We want to get settled. We want to do this. We want to do that. And if it's within 30 to 60 days that you're leaving and you have a job offer lined up and the job offer is non-contingent, let's go. We can do that. Where it becomes murky and where we're stuck is if it's like, oh, I'm going to be out in 11 months. I have no idea what I'm going to do for a living when I'm out. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you guys have questions or comments or want to talk about your personal situation, put the questions and comments here. Anything personal, please pick a time on my calendar. You're going to get myself, Julie, or Alyssa. We're always happy to answer questions, and we always want to do whatever we can to help you guys. And if you think I'm missing a beat, I will always check in with an underwriter. But this one has been, I've gone to underwriters on this 120 times because I hate it. I hate saying no to you guys, but I get the logic. I totally get the logic. We need to know how much you're make and where you're gonna land. So I hope this has been helpful.